Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to welcome you to another FranTastic Insights video segment, whereby we introduce to you some very prominent personalities, all of whom are having a very positive impact on the ever-growing world of franchising. My name is David Craghead. I am your Chief Franchise Expansion Officer for the company known as FranServe Incorporated, and also for the Franchise Dictionary magazine. And today I'll be your host for this week's FranTastic Insights video segment. FranServe, for those of you who may not be familiar with our company, is recognized as the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. We have a very simple mission, and that is we change people's lives in a very positive way through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchise brands in 39 different industry categories. And our growth initiatives are supported by a growing portfolio of franchise consultants. Some of you refer to them as franchise brokers, all of whom are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities, which are deemed to be a perfect match to their individual search criteria. Today, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Steve Sojka. Steve is representing the brand MoneyMailer. Steve is their Vice President of Marketing and Franchise Sales. MoneyMailer is headquartered in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. MoneyMailer is a low-cost, home-based B2B franchise opportunity that combines the very best uses of print and digital to allow franchise owners to serve their clients as marketing professionals. And the goal is to help their local community and their business clients grow as they reach more consumers in their communities using both direct mail and digital products. And the intended result is to develop increased client growth and satisfaction, leading that growth and success of their individual franchisees. So Steve, thank you for being with us today. And as I pass the microphone to you, please share your business model description and your latest perspective on MoneyMailer.
Sure. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the opportunity, and always appreciate our relationship with FranServe over the years. You guys have done a great job of bringing us quality candidates that turn into quality franchisees, so we do appreciate that. MoneyMailer, the best way to describe MoneyMailer is we are a multi-channel marketing franchise that specializes in print and digital platforms. So together, the combined produces tremendous results for small to medium-sized businesses across the country. So I think the strategic advantage that we have in our marketplace is that not only are we a multi-channel platform with print and digital, but we're able to also capture that attribution. Obviously, it's easy to capture print when a consumer redeems that coupon and brings it into the local business. But on the digital side, we're able to capture impressions to our mobile app, upload or downloads, and to our moneymailer.com online and our business profile page that we provide each one of our businesses that helps them with their SEO.
And what outstanding distinctions does MoneyMailer bring to the B2B world that maybe some other brands in your space don't do? What's the difference here?
Well, one is our product is oversized. It's not their standard size envelope that comes into the mailbox. It's more of a half-paged 4.5 by 7.5 size. So it gives our client more room to tell their story. But it goes back to really that print and digital, that multi-channel platform. I think that we lead the industry in that. In fact, most of our competitors aren't, at that point where they provide both the print and digital. And that really sets us apart, and that drives a better response for our clients. Because really, David, it comes down to when you're talking to a business owner about advertising, it's all about return on investment.
Thank you. And I noticed on your website, and I saw this, I believe, a couple of times, MoneyMailer makes reference to what you describe as the DNA makeup of a salesperson. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit, please?
Yeah, so what we're looking for is candidates that have that DNA, but not necessarily, they don't have to have that sales experience. And when we say the DNA, it's really about getting out and introducing yourself to people and creating relationships. I use the analogy that we're looking for that person when they go to a party that they're able to meet new people, instead of the person that goes to the corner and just eats the appetizers and watches everybody. So we've provided, over the 44 years we've been doing this, we've provided success stories in all types of verticals that we can share and help them with. We also support our franchisees in the back end as far as production, print, mailing, all that. So really all what we need them to do to be successful is just to get out and into their community and go to the local businesses in their community and just introduce themselves and create relationships.
And if you could describe what that perfect franchisee in terms of attributes and characteristics brings to the table, what other character situations would you look for in a client to make a perfect franchisee for MoneyMailer?
Yeah, perfect franchisee. And we've, over the 44 years, like I said, we've had many, many successful franchisees. So we've been able to kind of capture that profile, if you will. And it's really someone that is outgoing, someone that is driven, goal-orientated, and persistent, really, and loves and it gets excited about helping others with their business, because truly we help these small and medium-sized businesses grow. And it's exciting because you're kind of a partner with them. And as this advertising is working, their business is growing and you're growing right along with them. So it's a great way to kind of make a living and to create a great lifestyle.
And this is mostly a home-based franchise, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what's great about our business model is it's really almost low to no overhead. We say that all you need to get business at MoneyMailer is a car to get around, a cell phone to call people, and a computer to be able to book the ads. Other than that, there's really no employees needed. You don't need a storefront. So it's a tremendous opportunity where that helps us accelerate our franchisees to profitability really quick, because they don't have a lot of that overhead that they have to overcome while they're building their book of business.
So I would imagine the launch period from signing to the virtual ribbon cutting is a fairly short period of time, correct?
Correct. 6 to 8 weeks, because we just need that cycle to start their first mailing. We mail monthly. We mail right now currently over 8 million homes a month throughout the United States. So a new franchisee coming aboard would attach themselves to the circulation around them, possibly, or if they're in a new area, but we would design the mailing to give them ample opportunity to go out and develop those relationships so that we can, sign up those customers and have a healthy content in our envelope when we mail. So we say 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. What effects, if any, is the current economy having on the MoneyMailer franchise?
It's actually, we like to consider ourselves recession proof. And, even though we're not technically in a recession, obviously the economy is struggling a little bit right now. But guess what happens when the economy tightens up? Consumers want to stretch their budget. So guess what happens to our envelope when it's dropped in their mailbox? Our readership goes up. So we become very, very significant in these times because we can help. And that's what's great about it, is not only are we helping these businesses grow their business and expand their footprint and drive their profitability, but we're helping consumers every day save money on the business that they want. So we really teach our franchisees to go after those clients or those verticals, those categories that the consumer is looking for, because in the end, then the consumer is excited about getting that envelope in their mailbox. And so when it comes monthly, they're going to be opening up and using it and sharing it with their friends.
Very good. Okay. Now, as you gaze into the MoneyMailer crystal ball, are you forecasting any significant changes over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, yeah, positive changes. So we've just been purchased. We have a new owner, JAL Equities, really marketing.com. We're excited about them. It's not an equity-based firm. It's a single owner, not looking to spin us off and sell us, very committed to the long-term growth and very committed to franchising. So that's exciting about that. So we've really kind of had a renewed effort on getting out there and really promoting our franchise side of it. We do have a salesperson side of the business that we grow on some of the corporate territories that we run. But we're really looking for that franchisee because we know that model works the best. They've got skin in the game. They're a partner with us. And that's really how we determine our long-term success is through franchising. So we're extremely excited. I say the next 5-10 years, you're going to see tremendous growth in the MoneyMailer system because of that.
Very good. And Steve, can you speak to the design metrics of your territories? How are they created?
Great question. So typically when you say, we have hot territories that we call, and those, I can list those, but the reason why we call them hot territories is because we have existing circulation in those territories. And to amplify or to accelerate success for a new franchisee, we want to attach that franchisee with the existing franchisees and existing footprint. And the reason being is because then they have the opportunity to sell into those areas and to gain big clients. But on a typical franchisee, we're looking to, we call our territory zones, and they're 10,000 home zones that we sell. And a typical franchise would be 4 to 5 zones, 40 to 50,000 homes. And if you look, each household has 2 to 3 people in it on a national average. So that's typically going to be a city or a community of about 75 to 100,000 population would be your typical franchisee. But again, it's I think more importantly is geographically attaching that to the existing circulation, because if I've got, Steve's direct mail and I've got, 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 zones, 40 to 50,000 homes, when a client comes to me, that's all the footprint that I can offer. But if I'm attached as a money mailer to 1 million homes in that market area, now I've really got some juice as far as, if that client's got multiple locations, which it happens quite a bit. Let's say a Jersey Mike comes to me and says, I've got 10 locations, want to advertise all of them. I now have that footprint and circulation to be able to achieve that. If I was just by myself, I'd only be able to offer them that 4 to 5 zones or that 40 to 50,000 home circulation by myself.
Very good. Very thorough. Thank you for that very detailed answer. I appreciate that. What kind of support system does MoneyMailer provide to their franchisees beyond their initial training?
Yeah, great question. So, again, 44 years in the business, we've got all the collateral, success stories for all the verticals, like I talked about before. We do in-depth training where along with, so we've got the classroom training, if you will. It could be via Zoom or whatever, electronically. But then we also go in-field training. So we have sales trainers that will go basically handhold the franchisee to say, these are the type of businesses we want to go after. This is how I would prospect. This is what I would say to a prospect. This is how I would try to close a prospect. So it's all, just basically the steps, the sell step of that process that makes us successful. And again, we've been able to glean all that information of 44 years and all these successful franchisees. So we know it works. And that's typically, as you know, David, why franchising is so important is because, we've made those mistakes and we can, and we've learned from our successes, and we're able to share that with new franchisees to accelerate their growth and profitability.
Very good. Okay. One last question, or maybe 2 last questions. Can you describe the day in the life of one of your franchisees? How does it differ from the typical person in this industry since they're working from home? And does that day in the life of that franchisee change over time? Yeah,
it does, but typically not too much. So this is why we say we want a driven individual, right? Goal orientated, because you have a lot of free time. It's not like you have to run to a location in the morning, make sure your staff's there, make sure you've got your supplies. You are out and you're going out and soliciting these businesses. So a lot of times, there's a lot of free time where, if you wanted to, play around the golf, you could. And that's where our biggest challenge is. We provide great lifestyle for our franchisees, but they've got to be disciplined enough to be able to go out and talk to these clients, because that's how you drive businesses, really developing those relationships. So a typical day would be, get up, maybe I'm going to send out 10 to 20 emails to prospects that I've already talked to. I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to drive some of the shopping centers, go in, introduce myself, hand a business card or a leave behind, generate a name of a contact that, handles their advertising, and develop that relationship. And then come back in the afternoon and follow up with any follow-up we have. If I'm signing someone up, maybe I'm putting in their ad copy to our art department to get their art rolling. But again, then that's where MoneyMailer Corporate takes over. We design the ad, we print the ad, we collate it, we put it in the envelope, we send it out, post office delivers it. Franchisee doesn't do any part of that. It's really just managing that book of business. And that's why I say we want hunters, not gatherers. We want people that are going to go out and talk to, and And really, you know, quite frankly, I was a franchisee for almost 30 years, and I enjoyed that part of it because every day is different. I'm going out and meeting business owners. So these are quality individuals in my community. And again, I'm helping them grow their business. So
very good. Well, Steve, thank you very much. I got one final takeaway. In fact, it is a takeaway question. If there is one item or takeaway from this interview today that you would want your listeners and the viewers of this broadcast to know about MoneyMailer, what would that be?
Well, I guess it gets back to, you know, it's minimal investment for maximum return. This is something that's an entry-level investment franchise with the opportunity of really solid income. And that's because of the 44 years and the model that we provided. And I want to really say it's a recurring income stream because what we do works. And so when I was a franchisee, I had an 85–90% repeat ratio. So that allowed me a quality of life. I didn't have to start from scratch every month with a book of business. I carried, if I had 30 ads in my envelope going out to the homes in May, guess what? I probably had 28 to 30 ads going out in June as well, because I signed 6-month contracts, 12-month contracts. So it's typically like an annuity. It just continues because the business owners are getting the response. And so that's the key, I think.
Sounds like residual income to me.
Correct.
Okay. Well, Steve, thank you once again for the privilege of your time today. This entire interview will be posted on the FranServe support site. It'll also be archived in the FranServe library. And in addition to that, it will be uploaded to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And with that, Steve, we will adjourn today's FranTastic Insights recording. And I want to thank you once again. And with that, we will call this session a wrap. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, David. Thank you, FranServe. Yep.
Thank you.